The Mandalay Bay Convention Center is packed with people for 7 days for the country's premier jewelry show, JCK. There is a JCK magazine, and I believe that means Jeweler's Circular Keystone, a tool of the jewelry trade. At any rate, there is a luxury end of this show, and then we can get down to lower prices as well. It's a huge show, and it does indeed take several days to see everything. Jewelry store owners and buyers from large retail outlets all come to the JCK show to look at the trends and buy for the upcoming seasons. We're at GM Diamonds Inc., a New York company, and I was asking what is the trend in diamonds, and I was told the cushion cut, and an old cut of diamonds, but it's becoming increasingly popular. It's kind of square with rounded edges. This particular diamond, which is colorless, would sell in a retail store for what, around $6,000? $6,200. So if you have a rich fiance, go for it. Right. I stopped at this exhibit. This is Jula from Paris because it was quite unusual. There are pieces that seem to be so very thin, all with diamonds in them. This is Melanie from the company, and she showed me that in fact these very thin pieces are quite strong. And show me the ring too. That's beautiful. And all it is those very thin, what are they? That's gold, right? 18 karat gold, yes, with tiny, tiny little diamonds in it. How much retail would a ring like this cost?
$1,595.
$1,595. Well, that's not bad. And how about the retail?
$7,995.
Okay, but nobody you know will have anything like this. It's absolutely
it's very original.
Beautiful. And Melanie said that at this show, this particular line of jewelry that this company Jula has been very popular because it is unusual. And it's quite lovely. Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you.
We're here at an exhibit called Bally Designed by Robert Mance, and you can see we have lots of silver jewelry here, and we have Robert Mance himself.
Hello, everyone.
And you might have seen him on HSN, right? You
That's
appear
correct.
There, what, 4 times a year with your jewelry?
It's about 6 times a year for the last 5 years. So yes, I've been visiting. I just finished a May show, and I know I have 4 hours in October. So we have a big show planned for October.
How long in advance do you have to design and work with them? Just curious.
We are working now on finalizing the October show. So we've already started manufacturing many of the products because everything is entirely handmade in Bali and hand carved. It does take a lot longer to produce than a country like, say, Italy or China or Germany.
So where do you do the designing?
In my studio in New Jersey. I get to work there. I do go to Bali. I visit with my workshops and my artisans, and we get to work together and collaborate with gemstones that I've picked up from all over the world and make it all happen.
Oh, it's great to meet you and see you here.
So nice
How
to meet
has
you
the show? How has the show been?
We've had a
for you?
phenomenal show. We have so much interest. I already do private label also for QVC and other names that you know, and so the response here has been phenomenal. It's really the best show we've ever had.
Great.
Here in Vegas, of course.
We're in Vegas, and we're glad you're here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're at the Dynamic International booth, and this particular necklace might sell for retail around $51,000. This is a showcase for Emiko Pearls International, and you can see these two animals with these huge pearls. These are pearls from Australia, and those two pieces, which aren't really jewelry but would be for display purposes, wholesale would sell in the $15,000 bracket. but these pearls are enormous and rare. If you like emeralds, they are here in profusion at the 4G's Trading Company window. This is the Aston Luxury Group, and I stopped because I noticed some unusual jewelry in colors. And this is the designer, and you have to give me your name again.
It's Wendy Ross. How do you do?
Okay, Wendy, will you explain? To me, these look fabulous. They look like they're diamonds encrusted in something. But what is it?
This is a new product. It's a lucite product, and it's an advanced technology where we have figured out a new way to get the light to diffuse through the lucite. And on the inside, we've now added colors. So we have enamel on the inside, which brings the luster and the color to the surface. On the outside, we have Swarovski crystals. So it makes a really nice product.
Sound like I had a choice.
It's silver on all the findings, and these happen to have a gold plate. So you can put your product on, and you can layer and stack them. They make a really nice look.
They look quite glamorous, and I'm so surprised that they're crystals. I thought they were diamonds.
Swarovski crystals, yeah, they do. They look
one like the pink bracelet. How much retail might that go for?
You don't set them
let's
upside
see.
down like
I think
this.
that's a little over $200.
That is a great price. Thank you very much for explaining these.
You're very welcome.
Well, we can't get away from the Trump name in Las Vegas. This is Ivanka Trump's jewelry, and I was told this was all fine jewelry. General Refining Corporation is America's most trusted precious metals refiner, and I asked why they were here because all I could see in their exhibit were mugs and gold coins. And apparently if you take your old gold and give it to your local jewelry store and they pay you for it, the jewelry store will in fact give it to these folks and they will pay for it. They will melt it down, put it in gold bars, and that's what happens to your old earrings, bracelets, etc. The gentleman from Pease and Curran explained that one of the words used in the jewelry business is sweep, and they will refine your met gold and your sweeps. I said, what's a sweep? He said, well, if you repair jewelry and a little bit of the gold comes off, you keep it. Or I suppose if you make a bracelet smaller and the person doesn't want that extra link, that's part of the sweep, and it's all valuable. And of course the jewelry has to go in jewelry boxes, and these are the folks that make some of them. One of the trends mentioned in the JCK Daily newspaper, I guess it's more like a magazine, was that more and more jewelry is being made in the USA. Well, you can see this sign says that even safes are made in the USA. This is Worldwide Safe. Silver Restoration Events in Columbus, Ohio has quite an intriguing display. One of the things they do is bronze baby shoes, and that's fine. But here's what attracts attention: an absolutely real bronzed bra. This is Bill Bain, and he is at an information desk at JCK. Bill, you live in what, Henderson or Las Vegas?
Henderson.
Henderson. And do you work conventions a lot, or?
Yes, ever since I moved out here, I had great interest in being conventions, but it's very diversifying. And you meet some great people all around the world.
Now this is JCK. How many days have you worked, or will you work this
5
show?
days.
This exhibitor is actually called Ed's Box and Supply Company. So if you want to display your jewelry, necklaces, rings, bracelets, etc., you would go to Ed. These are all pearls, but they're not yet made into anything. This is the Beige Gem and Pearl Group, and they seem to be quite busy. W.J. Haggerty and Sons has an exhibit that includes jewelry cloths and jewelry cleaners. How has this show been for you?
Very well, thank you.
All the exhibitors will take their jewelry and lock it up for the night. The complexity of JCK is much more than this sign, but this gives you some idea of all the directions one can go. Lots of different pavilions at this show. We saw Thailand, we saw Hong Kong, and here's Korea. And Israel. And India. And Turkey.
I like mixing all different kinds of jewelry, making my own out of things that you wouldn't expect, you know, turning a safety pin into an earring, you know what I mean? And for me, it's about finding the right piece, because if you have one great piece, you don't have to over-accessorize, you don't have to have a million necklaces and rings and bracelets on, because I find that a lot of time people go a little bit too far. Like, I will never be one of those girls that has a ring on every finger. And I think that in the past, like, say when it was like the 80s, yeah, you did not mix silver and gold. But now, everyone mixes, you know, rose gold with silver and platinum and palladium, everything. It all just looks nice together.
Pocket watches are still in vogue. This is Charles Hubert Company from Paris. These are phosphor watches, and you can see the numbers come up a little differently than we're used to.
12 pieces were like...
The Invicta Company has a slogan, "Smarter by the Second." Here we have some real fancy watches, Giorgio Milano. This is a Croton watch that looks darn fancy, but it is crystals, not diamonds, and the gentleman here, Asher Silver, says they've sold bunches.
Can't keep them on the shelves.
Yeah, and they are around $500 retail.
You have the dual deploying clasp.
Okay, that's good. And if you play poker and you run your hand out there, you're going to intimidate the other folks.
You might get in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Great looking. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, at the watch department, I did notice what time it is, and it's time to exit the JCK show 2012.